Hey Gemini, we're going to do your weekend reading for May 8th through the 10th. And this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for May 8th through the 10th. In this moment, what are 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste? This helps you like return to mindfulness and pull you out of any kind of like head illusions. I'm going to do a 3-card spread with the Osho Zen Tarot for you. And we're going to take a look into your past, present, future, Gemini. This is a general reading for Gemini. Past, present, future. For your past, we have conditioning. So you realize that you had been falsely conditioned and, you know, it didn't fit. Whatever was going on, you know, whoever you were told to be or, you know, conditioned to be just didn't fit. It didn't feel good. And the skin just wasn't yours. So you discovered that and you're like, oh gosh, I need to change. I need to change, drop this illusion, this mask, and become my full self. And in that, you found maybe perhaps a little bit of aloneness, feeling this is kind of like the Hermit card, where you had to go in and find some alone time, and with it comes that aloneness feeling, but with it comes, you know, being able to shine light on old patterns, old thought patterns, old behavior patterns, and everything like that, and that false conditioning that you're trying to possibly drop. And then for your future, we have suppression. So you might find yourself in a position where you want to suppress some emotions or fears or whatever. Try not to do that. Try to channel the energy into something useful, whether it just be like walking, or if you're feeling frustrated, try to laugh about it. I know that sounds really ridiculous and you're not going to want to in the moment, but afterwards, if you try it, you really won't regret it. You won't regret it at all. Okay, and I'm going to do a 5-card spread with the Shadowscapes deck and see what else we have for you for this weekend, Gemini. I'm a Gemini cusp, so it's like, yeah. I need to know what's happening. Sorry. 5 of Wands. Ooh. Let's see. 3 of Wands. Stop. Not yet. Stop talking. Gemini. May 8th through the 10th. Okay. And for the current situation, we have rest and reflection. You know, laying down the swords and figuring out what swords got me here, what swords hindered me, what swords am I taking forward, and what am I leaving behind, and dropping the false conditioning. In the recent past, we have 6 of Swords, so we were kind of feeling a little bit propelled towards what we were working towards a little bit, it feels like. 6 of Swords, yeah, moving forward, moving on, possibly moving on from someone or something, but moving forward, gaining perspective and seeing things in a new light, and just deciding, I think I want to go this way, move on. And then for your abilities this weekend, we have Knight of Swords. So you're going to be able to like cut through the truth, communicate clearly to people what you want, what you believe is right for you. You're going to be able to be very clear in your mind and verbally to others. Don't be petulant though. And then for the love, passions, interests, we have Page of Swords in reversed. So like I said, try not to be petulant. Yeah. Don't gossip. don't manipulate people. Don't let people manipulate you, because also, since this is in your love, passions, interests, beware of that for either like whatever new creative venture you're going through, work, whatever, coworkers. Just don't let people manipulate you, but also don't be manipulative. When you live impeccably, a lot of blessings come showering on you. And then in the future, we have Five of Wands again, because remember that popped out when I was shuffling, but this time it is in reverse. So we have like a lot of wands and swords, mostly swords. It's 4 swords. No major arcana. But we had 2 major arcana in the Osho Zen Tarot with the conditioning and the aloneness. But yeah, 5 of Wands in reverse for our future is suppression. Suppressing conflict. We might be ignoring the need to cooperate or prioritize as well. It's just, yeah. So overall, by the end of the week, we might find ourselves in a position where we want to, by the end of the weekend, the 10th, we might find ourselves in a position where we feel like we need to suppress ourselves or our emotions, or, you know, we might grow a little bit, not lazy, but just like blow things over, let things, I don't know, not as dedicated as we normally are, perhaps. And let me clarify though, with my Rider-Waite deck. Nope. Please clarify 6 of Swords for Gemini. May 8th through the 10th for Gemini. 6 of Swords, the recent past. Yeah, so whatever we moved away from, it's because we were full and abundant by ourselves. We didn't need anybody else. We didn't need anybody else, and we needed to move on and find clarity and break the false conditioning that no longer served us. One more for 6 of Swords and 9 of Pentacles. Yep, we got the Rest card again. Rest and reflect. We needed to get away, rest and reflect, because it's just like it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear. The only thing that was clear was that we can handle ourselves. And then for the current situation, can I clarify the 4 of Swords for Gemini? 4 of Swords. So what might take you out, so since you're resting and reflecting and everything like that, what might take you out of this aloneness, this kind of like, even though the aloneness needs to happen, what can take you out of that is getting inspired. Getting inspired, getting enthusiastic of what's next, perhaps making new plans and becoming a go-getter, even rest and reflection can be in action. You can paint, you can go for a walk, you can do anything. Like I said, don't suppress your feelings of aloneness and like everything like that, because while you're resting and reflecting, you do, as an air sign, need to get busy, because otherwise you'll feel really, really in the dumps. And keep yourself super inspired. It'll keep that loneliness away. Not suppressed, but yeah, we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Just get creative. Get creative, because that's not suppressing, that's channeling your energy into something helpful, useful. Can I clarify the Knight of Swords for the abilities this weekend for Gemini? Something's gonna give you like, I mean, it feels like, because there's so much sword energy and wands energy, but with the Knight of Swords, you're really, really clear, but also you're clear that maybe you missed something, or you feel like even though you're clear, you can handle yourself, everything like that, I feel like you are growing cold to love or something. I don't know, because I don't see any love cards or anything, and it's just like, it feels like you've given up. You feel like everything is like love is unjust and is, yeah, it's just a dream. We have we have almost all the wands out, almost all. We have the King of Wands too. You can cut through other people's bullshit, and you know, you're able to cut through people's bullshit and see who's lying, who's not, who's, you know, you can communicate yourself really well, but it just feels like a battle all the time because you just know when people are on their shit, and you know when people are being unjust, and you don't fucking like it, and you're clear about it, you understand it, you know it, and you're quick to move away from it, but now you're alone. We are alone. I'm in that boat too. But we need to clear our water and remember that dreams aren't always, there's gotta be a polarity. It doesn't have to be duality. Can I clarify the Page of Swords in reverse for love, passions, interests for Gemini? Okay, so Page of Swords in reverse for your love, passions, interests. It was like, yeah, gossiping, tarnished, but you're moving away from that energy. You're moving away from that energy, and it's kind of like escaping it. There's more swords. There's so much air and like brain fog here. You're clear, but I mean, when you're clear, are you really clear? Because you're so far in your head, it's easy to wander off into something negative. But with the Six of Swords, it's like you're moving on and you're gaining perspective, and perspective can hurt sometimes, but it can also, I mean, it makes it also feel good. It can be heavy. Perspective can be very, very heavy. But when you put down the swords, if you don't like something, take away its only power, your attention. Just get to work, honestly. Just get to work, because you have so much prosperity coming here. You have a lot of action and inspiration, and you're very, very stable on your own. You don't need anybody else, and that's powerful. It's, you know, you don't need anybody else. They're just wine with dinner. But wine is good, so why deny yourself that? I don't drink, but I hear wine is good. Five of Wands in reverse for the outcome, please. Suppression. Yeah, don't get yourself in this feeling of like, feeling this like illusion where you feel out in the cold and like left out of the world, of all of, you know, all of its beauty and everything. It's because you're suppressing so much. Channel it. Don't just lay there and stew in it. You have to clear your water, because when, you know, so for air signs, we're like a river. I know that's water, but think about it this way. We're like a river. If we don't keep flowing, if we get stuck on one side of the river, then our water gets contaminated, and the water is no longer good to drink. We poison ourselves, we poison our brains, and then we self-sabotage. So Ten of Pentacles. Get out of your head. Yeah, there's a lot of clarity to be had in rest and reflection, but that's soul searching. That's not head searching. There are a lot of pentacles waiting for you. A lot of wands and pentacles, a lot of inspiration and prosperity. No cups, but we'll see. Don't trap yourself, please. Please don't trap yourself in your mind. Let your actions speak for themselves. Let your life be your example and just blossom. Gosh, this is one wiggly phone situation. Let me pull one guide card for you, Gemini, with the medicine cards, please, for Gemini, May 8th through the 10th. Snake in reverse, number 6. So if you're into numerology, check that out. Snake in reverse. Snake medicine is transmutation. If you have drawn this symbol in reverse, you may have chosen to mask your ability to change. Look at the idea you may fear changing your present. Look at the idea that you might fear changing your present state of affairs because it may entail a short passage into discomfort. In order to glide beyond the place that has been, I wish they would stop being poetic and just speak it. Dance freely, incorporating those transmuting forces, and they're ridiculous, honestly. I don't know, this reading is frustrating for me as a Gemini cusp. Especially when they pull a card like that. Regain your inner knowing, but get out of your head. Get out there and find some honey because the honey's waiting for you. Just stop doubting yourself. I don't know. Stop suppressing yourself and just get to work. Rest and reflection does not always mean inaction. Roll with the punches. Roll with what life gives you. Don't take it so seriously. All right, Gemini, I hope that helped. I gotta go breathe. Thanks. Bye.